we'll talk a little bit about childhood first. Let's start with that. So, how were
Mhm.
you as a kid?
Uh, it's great as a regular Bengali kid growing up maybe in the late 70s or 80s. So that's how it is. No internet, but fun. We had friends, a lot of friends, so we had fun. Definitely.
And were you like the mischievous one, bookworm, adventurer? What kind of a kid were you?
Definitely a bookworm. Definitely a bookworm.
Oh,
Uh,
really? Yeah,
lot of
just like,
honestly, as everyone says, my mother would have been able to better answer this. But it was
okay,
definitely the bookworm, and yeah, we had fun.
cool. What has been your cherished memory during your school days? Most cherished one. Is there
I
something that really
honestly
stands
don't.
out?
I no nothing specific
Nothing
because
really.
we studied in a very regular Bengali medium school, but we had good friends, few of which are still there with me.
Wonderful,
So
wonderful.
mm,
Like any teacher, friend that stands out who's made a
nothing as
lasting,
such, nothing as
nothing
such.
like that. Cool. So এখন ওই any of the childhood hobbies, passions that still
Books,
influence you?
books, books.
Books. Wonderful. Wow. What's your favorite book? That's like a go-to thing that lifts you up, or is it just like regular books?
See, honestly, I read a lot of Bengali books mostly.
Okay.
Few of the English ones definitely, but a lot of Bengali books. Maybe Madhukuri is one of them. Maybe Shabnam is one of them. So
Mm-hmm.
these two, if I remember right now, and who has been stayed with me throughout the years for the last say 4 decades.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. What's a lesson or value your family instilled in you that you still live by?
Maybe patience. That's one thing that I've learned over the years. That everything happens at the right time. So
Timing is
we always
everything.
should wait for that. Timing is everything, and it
Timing is
won't
everything.
happen earlier than that. It won't happen after that.
Yeah. Isn't that so interesting? It's very interesting when you actually realize the depth of it.
Yes.
Now, what is the now since it's Foodka's interview, we have to talk about food. So, what's your fondest memory related to food? Childhood memory.
See, during my childhood, we didn't eat out so often. It was not really a norm. We nowadays what we eat maybe twice a week from outside,
Okay.
but it was an event where we went outside, had food. The delivery system was definitely not there
Of
in
course.
that time's Calcutta. So yeah, we used to go at least once a month, definitely maybe once in 2 months with my family, father, mother, parents. So we used to go out, have food, have fun, had a nice evening, and come back.
So basically, the going out part as a
Going
family,
out part is
that is
definitely more
yeah,
interesting.
that's the
It's definitely more interesting.
of course, always, always. So, who do you think was the biggest foodie in your family?
See, in those time, Bengali families, nobody, foodie was not really a term then. Everybody loved good food.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
foodie
That's
per
true.
se,
But was there
what we
someone that
say today.
like মানে এমন কেউ কি ছিল যে আমার ফ্যামিলিতে যেরকম মা ওয়াজ মোর দ্য
না,
পার্সন
আমার
হু
ঠিক ওরকম কিছু ছিল। It was a very regular family. Everybody loved good food,
everybody
and we
loved.
still do. Yes,
Of
we
course, of
still.
course. Now মা কা হাত কা খানা এরকম কোনো ফেভারিট ডিশ?
Because our mom and my aunt, our Jethima, they used to cook the food. So we have almost grown up on the home cooked food.
Of course, of course. Anything.
Definitely, there is. So we come from a very humble background, a regular background. So we didn't have any cook per se that time. So we grew up on these home style foods, home style Bengali food.
That is still
Nothing specific. Maybe মাছের ঝোল, লুচি তরকারি, পোলাও.
look, true, true. So now before Foodka, what did life look like for Indrajit Lahiri?
See, Foodka came just 7 years back. It's a 7-year-old kid. And
Mm-hmm.
I have been working since last 22, 23 years. It was a job in an IT company, which is still going strong. Then we have Foodka. So Foodka is a very new baby,
So
just
we
seven
want to hear
years.
more about that journey as well. Like, what happened after, you grew up, and then what happened?
I started in a college in Bhubaneswar. Then I got placed in a company called Hyatt Regency. 8 months, I understood I'll become a very bad chef. Left that company and joined in some other company in sales and marketing. And then one thing led to another. I left my job when I was working for a company called Hewlett Packard. I was there for 6, 7 years. Formed this company called Pickle Solutions, and we are very strong partners of Hewlett Packard and a couple of other IT OEMs as of now.
Mhm.
Then Foodka started in 2017. It's 2017, and okay, it's two companies.
Cool. So, I mean, tell us more about how Foodka happened, what happened, what was the defining moment, how did you realize that's your
Yeah,
calling?
honestly, there is no story as such. I made Meet of Ali on a food trail done by one of the newspapers, Times Group, and we spoke a lot. He was a foodie, I was a foodie. Then Foodka was Meet's brainchild. So when he started to uh, looking for a partner who would accompany him, and I was the choice. I was writing in a blog called Moha Mushkil, which is still
Oh,
going from 2010,
it's
and
still an active one?
it's still active very much.
Okay.
It's still active.
Okay. Cool.
And Foodka started 2017 September, I remember.
One, so
Then
how was the
I
first experience of Foodka? Do
see
you
it's it
remember that?
was
What was the
so
first one that?
learning. I was learning because I was never in a showbiz. I always used to be a corporate guy. First, maybe 10, 15 episodes, I was learning. Maybe 20%. I'm still learning. It's not really an issue, but those times, yes, it was tough to adapt to this situation.
The whole process and all
The
that.
whole curve, whole learning curve. It's still a learning
Right.
curve. We are
Right.
evolving.
Of course.
We
Of
are at
course.
least trying to evolve.
Yeah. No, learning is always there. I think we are all learners throughout our life's journey. So
Right.
was there like we all face defining moments in life? Is there one
It
moment
was
that you think?
maybe meeting me on that food trail.
Hmm.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have made me. Was a celebrity that time. So he was a
Oh,
celebrated RJ from Miracle, and that was probably the changing moment, which changed everything.
of course, of course. Now, what do you think has been the biggest risk that you've taken so far in
I
life, in
left
career?
my job. I left my settled job in Hewlett Packard when my son was 1.5, 2 years old. That
Mhm.
was probably the biggest risk that I've ever taken. I don't know whether it's good, bad, ugly, what, but yeah, that time definitely I took a leap of faith, and we are still there after. That company is almost 12 years old, and we are still there. I'm still
And
talking
you
from the office.
wonderful. And it's like, of course, you're happy that you took that decision. Fantastic, fantastic. So is there one failure or setback in life that has taught you something?
Many. We face failures every day.
Of course.
I'm in my mid 40s and we face failures every single day. So the thing is that we need to learn from them. Not like it's a bad thing, it's maybe a learning. We learn from that failure and we grow ahead. We try to avoid it the next time. At times we do, at times we don't. But yeah, we try to avoid.
What's that one failure that has taught you the most valuable life lesson that you think that, that there has been one thing that.
I didn't really do quite well at my plus two, that is 12th board exam.
Mhm.
So that taught me the lesson that we shouldn't waste time and study. So just after 10th, I got in that wild big market and started enjoying life. I really didn't do really well in the 12th.
Mhm.
So that is something which I still regret. I should have done better. And
Okay.
it's none of anybody's fault. It's my problem, my fault.
Well, I'm glad you're taking that accountability. Not everyone does that.
No, no, of course it's my fault. Nobody can take that. It's
No,
rubbish.
no, that's true. Now, if there was one day that you could relive in the past, which
I don't
day
want
would
to go
that?
back.
Wonderful,
I
wonderful.
don't want to go back. Whatever
Good,
is done is done. We can't
good,
go
good.
back.
Now, coming back to your personal life, who has
Hmm.
been the biggest influence in your life?
My son, he is 14 years old, and
Wonderful.
he's the biggest influencer. He changed my life. The day he
And
came to
how?
us,
How? I would
and
love to know a little more about
no,
that.
just that moment just changed me. Something happened somewhere. We changed. He completed our life. So he's the biggest influencer in my life. And I think influencer is one of the most bastardized words, but yeah, my son is there for me.
Wonderful, wonderful, excellent. Now, this is an interesting one. If you could have dinner with three people from history, past or present, in from history, who would they be and why?
Maybe Charlie Chaplin, Adolf Hitler, and Kishore Kumar,
Nice. That's
who
a good.
who
That
had who had planned madness, and one was actually we don't know what.
I know. Very, very hard to. So you could actually understand what he's about. So, is there a mantra or philosophy that keeps you motivated during tough times?
Just be there, just stay, keep evolving, keep learning. That's it. It's a
Uh-huh.
cliched word, but tough times never last, but tough people do. It's a cliched word,
Hmm.
but it works somehow. You need to just keep afloat, stay calm, keep your mind at home, and be there. It works always. Somehow it works out.
Now, how do you balance all of it? Content creation, your office work, your family life. I think this is a question that we all have to answer at some point.
You know,
Will
this
we-
is interesting. Probably I go on a switch on, switch off mode. So once I'm here right now at this podcast shoot at Global Influencers Hub,
Mhm.
I'm not there at Foodka, I'm not there at Pickle Solutions, definitely not there at home. So I do something, switch off, go on the other one. Otherwise, nobody can manage. Nobody can juggle. So that's
I think
something
it's
I
a
very much
very
at. I switch
that's
off, switch on. Finish up one work because we men, we can always do one work at one point of time. We are not multitaskers. So I finish something, go on to the next.
that's great. So I think the switch on, switch off really works well.
It works for me.
Wonderful. So that can be a good message for all men everywhere.
Yes, I suggest everybody can try that. Everybody
Yeah.
can try that. I don't know how it might work, might not work. I don't know, but yeah, it's worth giving a try.
Of course, of course. Now, when we think about books and movies that we grew up with and all that, now, which is one movie or book that you think that has had a profound impact in your life,
Modern
shaped you in
times,
some
Charlie
way?
Chaplin. Modern
Ah,
times, Charlie Chaplin and Sholay, JP
ah,
Datta.
no. Okay, okay, cool. Now, if your life were a
No,
movie,
sorry, so Sholay is not by JP Datta. Anyway, that's Sholay. You know what I'm talking about.
okay, yeah,
That,
yeah, of course,
that's the Sholay
the
and
show.
Modern times.
Wonderful, wonderful. This is a good question. I was thinking about the same question as I was asking you. For me, this movie called Life is Beautiful. It's
Yep,
such a
brilliant movie, beautiful
wonderful,
movie,
brilliant
brilliant
movie.
movie, beautiful
It
stuff.
has shaped my thinking. Like I
I
just
don't know
can't
why
tell
it's
you.
not available on any OTT in India. I don't know why.
It is
We can just get it
unbelievable.
downloaded. It's there in Telegram, but it's not there in any legal OTT. I don't know why. It's a brilliant movie, and every
It
kid
is,
should
it is
watch
a brilliant,
it with
yeah,
their
yeah.
parents.
It's a brilliant. I used to own it, but I don't know. I mean, I have to go back and check it.
Maybe like
Wonderful.
it's not there in any OTT in India. I don't know
That's
why.
sad. That's
What
sad. That
happened there?
yeah, because I think that was such a profound one. It created
Yes.
such an impact in my life. It was unbelievable. So I wish everyone could see it as well. So now, if your life were a movie, what would that title be? And who would play you?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. That depends on the third person's perspective. I don't know who might play my part. Name can be Ebong Indrajit, Ebong
Ebong,
Foodka. Maybe Ebong Foodka. It might have made more sense. That there is
Ebong
always that
Futka is
somebody
basically
also.
and Ebong Futka is and Indrajit. What's
It
the
should be the shorter version. I normally prefer short names, monosyllable. So it's Ebong Foodka
okay.
if something
Okay.
comes up.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Very cool. So what's a hidden talent or skill that you think that, most people that don't know about something? So all your talents and skills are out in the open?
I'm a very good toilet singer.
Oh,
I
good.
sing
See, there you
nicely, but
go.
so I'm a nice toilet singer. The
That's
challenge
good.
is I don't follow that tune, but who cares?
That,
But there
yeah.
are
See, yeah, exactly. As long as you are enjoying and having a good time, that's all that
who
matters, I
cares?
think.
I
Yeah.
am a pampering father, spoiling father, and a
Good.
toilet singer. So that's how I am.
One. Great, great, great. So, what are three things that you absolutely need with you? No phones. I know phone is not something you
Uh,
keep.
no phone. I switch off the data and keep it with me. So maybe a book, maybe silence, maybe my bike, not the car. So these are the three things.
Wonderful. If you could swap lives with anyone for a day, who would it be?
Who would it be? My son. I want to
Oh,
relive his days. Whatever whatever he's there in class 8, I would love to relive his days.
oh, how sweet. Nah, lovely. So, what's the most adventurous or spontaneous thing you've done?
Most adventurous. So yeah, I drove from around 500 kilometers when I was pretty young, when I was in my prime, from Bhubaneswar to Calcutta overnight. That was something I shouldn't have done. That was something I won't do right now. But
Okay,
yes, yeah, we did that. I'm still alive.
of course. Good. I mean, these adventures, I think adventures are great because you have a story to tell.
They keep us alive.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, what do you think your younger self would say if they saw you where you were today?
Glad you survived. They would
Couldn't
be
hear you.
glad that I survived.
Oh,
Glad
good.
you survived.
Oh,
And I would tell them, "Okay, boss, think a bit rationally and don't go by the heart. It's bullshit.
okay.
Use the top floor."
Of course, of course, of course. Now, let's talk about some food adventures. What's the craziest or the most adventurous thing you've eaten during your food car travels?
During Foodka travel, well, we were there in Meghalaya and we had eaten this insects fried. We had to show it on camera. That's a different issue. We have tried insects. We have tried their local food. So Meghalaya, the northeastern food is an extreme food. We
Wow,
tried that and it's brilliant.
that's excellent. Now, food has stories of its own. Which dish you've covered has the most fascinating story?
Maybe the simple everyday meals. Everyday dal, everyday mache jhol, they are they are the brilliant ones. They are what stories should be made up of. So this is what I personally feel that they
That's
are the
excellent.
ones.
I think that's brilliant what you said. Absolutely brilliant.
So it
Now, is there
always every mache jhol has a story to tell.
true,
Every
true,
mache jhol, everybody,
true.
every dal, every sambar, everyone in life.
Good, absolutely. Now, is there a street food gem in Kolkata or India you believe that deserved
See,
international recognition?
there is nothing called as a hidden gem anymore. Everything has been discovered. Everything has been spoken about by content creators, by bloggers, by TV channels. So there is nothing. Calcutta is almost the street food capital of India.
Hmm.
Definitely, one of them at least, the top
No,
three.
what I mean is like, do you think there is one dish that you feel that should have got like, an international recognition somewhere?
Jhalmuri. Jhalmuri. It's a
Dal.
vegan food. Jhalmuri. It's a vegan food. It's rather suitable to all the palates. It's a DIY food, whatever we call this, not
Hmm.
fats. It's
Hmm.
DIY. It's vegan. It's brilliant. So much,
Perfect.
so like Calcutta.
True, true, true. Now, of course, you have a huge following, fan following. Now, has there been like a direct message or any fan followings, gesture or message that has really touched you?
Many, so multiple, many.
A couple
We have
that,
received love. We have received love like very few people have done. So many.
so you'd like to share a couple of them?
We had a small kid recognizing me and putka and stuff like that. So kids, they always entice me.
Of
They're the
course, of
purest
course.
souls.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. There is always a, oh, that's really sweet. Now, what advice would you give to aspiring food influencers?
Nothing. Just define why you are here, what you are doing. That's it. Nothing specific.
Mm,
Define that one thing, that one sentence why you are here, and you are done. Sorted.
wonderful. So be authentic, basically.
Be authentic to yourself at least.
Mm. And what about trends? Do you believe in trends?
No.
Okay.
There are patterns which we should adapt.
Mm.
There for the time being, but no trends. No. Not me. Not my type.
What's next for Foodka?
Travel. Travel throughout India, travel globally, travel.
Mm.
It's just travel, single point agenda.
So, given that, if you could explore and cover the food culture of one country, which one would that be?
Maybe Istanbul.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think that would be a good one to cover as well because it's a very exotic destination
Very
overall.
exotic country.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So now this is an interesting question. Now, if you had to describe your life journey so far in one dish,
Hmm. Maybe a nice sandwich. You don't know what went inside, but it's
okay,
tasty nonetheless.
okay,
You
good,
don't know. Nobody
good,
knows what went inside,
right, right, right,
but
good,
it's
good. So
tasty.
the mystery is there. The mystery is there, basically.
It should be. That's what keeps us alive.
True, 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 true. Now, what's one life lesson you've learned from food?
Timing is everything. That's one thing. Timing is
Hmm.
damn everything, and everything depends on that. Nobody can beat time. Nobody can go beyond time.
True, true, true. Now, what's that one thing about Indrajit Lahiri that most people don't know but would find it fascinating?
Everything is open.
Okay.
It's life out in the public. We can't hide anything in this digital era.
True, true, true,
We
true, true.
honestly can't hide anything. It's out
Mhm.
there in the public.
So, how would you like to be remembered? What legacy do you want them to?
Storyteller.
Story. Good.
Storyteller.
Nice, nice. So, I'll have some rapid fires for you now.
Let's go for that.
One word that describes you.
Human.
Describe your life in a hashtag.
Hashtag Moha Mushkil. That's what I do for my blog. Moha
Oh, good.
Mushkil.
Nice, nice, nice. Dream destination you haven't visited yet.
Mongolia.
Mm. What's the last thing you binge watched?
Dahar. Dahar series in Prime.
One thing you can't live without.
My son.
I knew that. First thing you do when you wake up.
Have some water. Settle out and think what time is it.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Let's not go there. Multiple.
Okay. A superstition you secretly believe in.
Nothing as such. I'm an atheist and not really a superstitious type.
Go to comfort food?
Biryani.
One person who can always make you laugh.
Kids. Son.
If you were a dish, what would your tagline be?
Tasty.
What's more difficult, finding the perfect biryani or parallel parking?
Finding the perfect biryani. Parallel parking is so Western and we don't have it in India. Rarely have it in India.
True. Yeah, that's true. If your phone battery is at 1%, what's the last thing you'll do before it dies?
Find out a charging point, or rather, switch it off to take it off to the battery saving mode.
Okay. You have to pick one. No internet for a week or no food delivery for a week.
No food delivery for a week. I can always live with that.
Of course.
Definitely.
What's more dangerous, a spicy food challenge or reading YouTube comments?
Reading YouTube comments.
Of course. If you had to rename Foodka, what would you rename it to?
Nothing. It won't be renamed.
Nice one.
Silence. Maybe Mountain Creek. Sunny time.
Good. You have 10 seconds to invent a new dish. What would it be called and what's in it?
No idea. 10 seconds is too less for any dish. Maybe a gossip. Yeah, that can be cooked up.
If life gave you lemons, what would you make? Lemonade, margarita, or just a tumbler?
Lemonade.
Wonderful. It was an excellent time that I spent with you. Please.
Nothing. You did a great job on this podcast session. You did really a great job. And I'm so looking forward to watching this episode.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.